So there are two directions in this world. One direction is direction of most of the humanity, which is the direction of filling up. We want to fill ourselves with something. A direction of not enough. I want more. I am not enough. I want more. A direction where we never feel satisfied, content. We always are in a journey. That's one direction. And all our philosophies of normal life, all the wisdom of normal life is about filling ourselves with something that we don't have right now. So that's one direction. And in that direction, we have been traveling for many lifetimes. Most of us are. Because if you are here, that is a proof that you have been traveling in that direction. That's the only way you can be here. There is no other way. So this direction starts with the ignorance of who we are. Condition of the first direction is that we ignore who we are. There must be an illusion. We must be under some spell. We must be under some illusion. That illusion pushes us in the direction of feeling a lack, feeling incompleteness within us, and trying to filling us up with all the worldly stuff. Let us fill ourselves with more sceneries, more scenes, sight, beautiful, ugly, flower, small, giant, pristine, HD, Ultra HD, etc. Let's fill ourselves through these enormous data of sights. And the more sight you consume, you start feeling it is not making me complete. We started with black and white screens, televisions, where even the black and white screen doesn't work properly. And then we thought the color screens would make us feel better. And then 35 mm, 70 mm, IMAX. If the fulfillment will come through eyes, then all these things should make us feel fulfilled. Looking at the streets of a village, the irregular pathways, brick, work of these simple streets in a village, of course, they are not so fulfilling. Then this big road that comes from the city should make us fulfilled. If not that, then the highway or the expressway. That small alarm, simple mechanical alarm kept near to your bed was never enough, and we wanted this digital iPhone that can talk to us. All these things must make us more fulfilled. Then the fulfillment of the sound, the beautiful melodies, different types of sounds, sounds of temples, sounds of churches, sounds of women singing in a village, all that should make us fulfilled. Touch should make us fulfilled. Touch of the mother, the father, giving us security and love and care. Then the touch of the loved ones, your wife, husband, then kids, all those touch of a friend, consoling, should make us fulfilled. All these amazing smells should make us fulfilled. Taste, starting from the small pickle and simple homely food that the mother used to make, from there to the 5-star, 7-star hotel luxury, the coffee with gold in it, should make us fulfilled. All these luxuries of sight, sound, touch, smell, taste will fulfill us. That's the illusion the entire world is living in, and we have lived for many lifetimes. That's the journey I was talking about. And if that journey is going to give us complete satisfaction, content, and fulfillment, although this journey is very expensive, we have to destroy this planet entirely if we continue on that journey, because the planet is not enough. We have to reach out to galaxies. The planet cannot provide us that much of energy that we need. We will require the entire energy of sun, and that will not be enough. We will require the entire energy of universe. We want to consume the whole universe for these 5 sensory perceptions, and still it won't be enough. That is one journey, the eternal in fulfillment, which we call Trishna. This unfulfilled desire to have more of the same stuff that did not work. more of same stuff that never had worked in the history of humanity. Ever. We want more of that stuff. That is suicidal. That is misery. That is pain. And unfortunately, that is what is the future of most of jivatmas or individual souls who are Chaitanya itself, but staying in this limited prison. And it comes back again and again because there is no end to it. Then there is this second direction. The second direction is opposite, removing everything. Removing everything from us, completely unconditioning ourselves, getting rid of all conditions, conditions of the eyes or sight, conditions of the sound, smell, touch, taste. That's the second path. From the first direction, the Trishna never gets satisfied. Yog Vasisht says, and Sri Ram says in Yog Vasisht, that none of the experiences, it doesn't matter how grand the experience is, becoming a Chakravarti Samrat, marrying the most beautiful woman, building the strongest empires, having the strongest body, being the most respectful. None of these things makes us content or satisfied. In fact, how strange is it that the more I consume it, the more I want it. The more money you have, the more money you want. The more strength a person has, the more strength they want. It's like this endless, eternal greed of more, more and more and more and more. He understood this when he was 16-year-old boy. That's why we call him God today. And he said, I want to get rid of this. Vishwamitra asks him, what makes you feel so sad? What makes you feel so unhappy? Sri Ram replies, my Trishna makes me feel unhappy. It's like burning me from inside. It's like eating my soul. It's eating me. It's consuming me. And I'm thinking to myself, am I going to become hollow like everyone else? Because there is no end to it. So this is the direction, and once we understand this, that this is not the direction we want, we become dispassionate about it, then only we can turn in other direction. And the other direction is simple, not filling you with anything, but emptying you completely, entirely. All your conditioning, all your judgments, all your intelligence, all your smartness, all your memories, all the shastras, all dharma, karma, you have to leave everything. That's the only direction of spirituality. Because you hold on to one thing and the entire world will come back again. You start thinking, I am very dharmic. Welcome to the cycle of life and death. You start thinking, I'm a man, I'm a father, I'm a woman, I'm a mother. Welcome to the cycle of life and death. You can't escape it now. You start saying, I'm a disciple, I'm a sadhak. Welcome to cycle of life and death. You are still conditioned. You are a seeker. You are conditioned. Chaitanya is not the seeker. It's the individual who is the seeker. Chaitanya doesn't want to ask any question, or it doesn't have any doubts or questions. It's the individual who has doubts and questions. You will be surprised. Chaitanya doesn't even have a memory in the sense we understand memories. So either you choose this path of burden, continuous burden on your head. I am person A with X number of years of experience, Y number of thoughts, perceptions in my life, so many different experiences, and you keep on building that burden on your head, one life after another life, until you feel so tired that you just want to get rid of it. Ultimately, everyone wants to get rid of it. And the second is other path, which is what we call spiritual direction. So this direction is direction of world, perceptions, consumption, filling ourselves. The other direction is emptying ourselves from all the conditioning. So we don't have to do anything. We just have to become effortless. We are holding on to so many things. We have to let them go. If you are carrying a lot of burden on your head, carrying that burden is an act that requires continuous effort. And we have become habitual of this effort. One life after another life. That's what makes this illusion so real. Because many of us, we have never lived without that burden. Maybe some moment in meditation, some moment in presence of something, someone, some glimpse we might have seen. So let us drop the effort. Let us drop all the efforts of becoming anything. So there are two things here, being and becoming. Being simply means you are right here, right now, in this moment. Mhm. Undisturbed, untouched, unmanifested. You are unmanifested, unburdened, without past, without future, without karma, without dharma, without desires, without Trishna, without any thirst, without any seeking. Your mind doesn't need to convince you that you are Brahman, you are Chaitanya, you are Shiva, etc. No, cares what the mind says. I don't need any big word to define my existence, reality. I don't need any particular language to define beingness. Because it is not something that I am experiencing after some effort, or it is not something that is my achievement. Experiencing ourselves as we are is not an achievement. The person will be such a stupid person who would say that I have achieved it. It's utter stupidity to say I achieved Chaitanya, or I found God, or I found Shiva. It cannot be achieved, it cannot be found. You cannot become it. You cannot become Chaitanya. That earlier I was this person, now I have become Chaitanya. No, no. Becoming means you are becoming something more. Being means you are not becoming anything. The first direction is direction of becoming through sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, perceptions. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. That is the direction of becoming. This direction is direction of being. And in this direction, you don't have to do anything. You simply have to acknowledge, acknowledge your experience, acknowledge your presence, acknowledge your unburdened self. Rest all are words. Words is the first direction, like I said. This is the grace of Chaitanya, that the same language that gives us illusion, the language that forms all our memories, sanskaras, that creates this prison which we carry one life after another life. The same language, when it becomes graceful, it can make us free. But remember, these words are not the words from any memory. These words are not coming out of any intention. There is not even an intention to make you realize yourself. Then there is no burden, there is no pressure that, oh, let's induce something in their mind that makes them free. No, there is no such strategy, no plan, and no such intention as well. But these words, they come out of a place which is completely free of memories, free of all the burdens, and free of all the intentions. Like the rain does not happen because it really wants to give life to plants, or the rain does not have intention to give water to a lot of humans and feed their children. No, the rain is the nature. It does what it is supposed to do. Similarly, grace has its own nature. It's like rain. It just falls unintentionally. And it can come in form of words, experiences, the same thing that puts us into illusion. The grace can utilize the same tools to take us out of the illusion. That's the beauty of the grace. When you speak out of memory, when you speak out of conditioning, when you speak out of desire, when you speak to achieve an objective, it becomes the journey of becoming. You are fueling, or slowly, what happens is that it fuels becomingness. Now I am follower of this, now I am follower of that. I have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I have read Tantra, I have read Kashmir Shaivism, I have read Buddha, I have read Mahavir, I have read this and that. Then I have done these many hours of meditation, these many hours, years of practice, etc., etc. That is the direction of filling yourself with more and more stuff. Beauty can only be experienced. Love can only be experienced Freedom can only be experienced, and they all are synonyms. They are not different. What you call beauty, what you call love, I call it freedom. Freedom can only be experienced in this moment, the now. Anything that is planned for later is illusion. Anything that was transient, all the experiences of sight, sound, touch, etc., the lightning strikes, thunderstorms, that we experience, they are the past. They can only give us desire to get more of it or become something that you are not. This is the mistake millions of seekers, not million, billions of seekers, they have done. Maybe this is the divine plan of Chaitanya to enjoy the illusion of duality. And that is completely fine. That is completely okay. But to enjoy duality, you have to bear pain. And you have to remain in shackles. You have to be bound. You have to be fine with being bound. And then you can enjoy duality. You have to be okay with unfulfillment, which is never the case. Because when you become okay with unfulfillment, so what is fulfillment? What is this desire? What is the base of Trishna? Like how Trishna arises? It is simply rajas. Desire to become more, thirst, this unquenched thirst to drink more, 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 and more, and more. Yeah, Shupriya, you want to ask something?
Namaskar, Gurudev. So there isn't the desire for more, but is there a desire for less? So, which is also still a desire.
I can't hear you. Maybe let me check my speaker. Can you try talking now?
Namaskar, Gurudev. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes. Can you please repeat your question? I was not able to hear.
So, Gurudev, so this desire for more, totally understand. I think we've all been there, done that, and hence, as you say, this is why we are here. But there's also this desire for less. So, if I give you an example, sometimes the mind, sometimes you already know this, but I've become trapped in the mind, and there's the desire to remain the witness, but that's also a desire. But if I drop that desire, then how will I remain the witness? There has to be some effort and some desire or some will to want to do that. Or does there not? Does that just happen by grace?
So, when there is a desire to experience, or let's say there is a desire to stay as beingness, right? I want to stay as pure self. I don't want to become this person. I don't want to become this and that. Okay. Now that thought appeared and then it disappeared. Now, what after that thought? This thought is gone now. If we want to stay in the being, then there is a condition which is that you must get rid of this thought, isn't it? Because if that thought remains, that thought will stand between you and being, isn't it? So you thought about it that this is my, I understood that any kind of experience is not going to make me fulfilled, and I'll get rid of all the experiences. I don't want these experiences because it just gives Trishna. It's like an endless pit which just wants more, more, and more, and more, and more.
It's not even getting rid of it, Gurudev. It's witnessing it. It's just remaining as the witness.
Right. So let's say if that intention you set, and when you are in it, when you are just being, what takes you out of that beingness?
Habit.
The habit, and even if you think
Mhm.
that I have to stay as witness, even that thought will take you out of the witness. Even the desire to experience beingness puts you into becomingness. We become a seeker. It becomes an effort. It becomes a burden, isn't it? It is very subtle, but pure beingness is free of all intentions also. It is free of all desires, even the desire of staying as the self. Because the desire of staying as the self, of course, this is a desire that you will leave in the end. This is a desire that will stay till the end because it is very helpful desire. It's like a thorn that has help you get rid of all the other things that were hurting your feet. So it removed the illusion, but it is still there. And then finally, it needs to also go away. It needs to be dropped. When I say I want to stay as being, or the self. And if unless I get rid of that thought, I will be again getting caught up in the world. So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that is not our nature.
So is it like it's a stepping stone, but even that stepping stone needs to go at some point?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a stepping stone which you should forget about. Like you must forget about the shore or the sand beneath your feet if you want to swim. When you are swimming, you have to forget about that. There is a sand, there is a ground beneath your feet. Like the bird needs to forget about gravity and earth if it wants to fly. So if we want to stay in beingness, and if we want to experience that fulfillment, so what we are trying to do here is just find that relaxation, find that fulfillment, find that we just want to take a good, simple, fulfilling breath where we are not running towards something, where we are not trying to become something else, where we are not depending on all the things that are illusion or temporary. Because this direction of fulfillment continuously gives us misery, not enough. I want more, pain, greed. And in between, there are some glimpses of happiness just to keep us on the same path. There are in between some glimpses of happiness. Celebrated my 10th birthday of my child or my 30th birthday, 40th birthday. Wow, what an amazing life, what a fulfilling life. Those are the glimpses. But what happens when you are 40 days and 40 years and 1 day old? The next day, where did that satisfaction go when you become 40 years and 1 day old? Why is it not the same as 40-year-old? And why doesn't it stay as 40 year and 2 days, 40 year and 3 days? What happens? And then suddenly when you become 41, again it's A moment of rejoice and happiness and glory, isn't it? And what about the next day? What about 2nd January? So this is illusion. The illusion is always of time and space. All other illusions, which we talked about in the beginning, sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, and thought, they are extension of time and space, which both of these are themselves illusions. So when you are as being, when you are as Chaitanya, see where is time. Try to find where is time. So you become silent in this moment, no thoughts, you are relaxed. You are experiencing yourself in this space of darkness. There are no edges to this space. There are no boundaries to this space. This is infinite space, no starting, no end. Do you want to be something else in this moment? Tell me. If anyone has negative answer, they can respond, and then we can look into their experience. Are you lacking anything in this moment?
Namaskar, Guruji. This is Manju.
Yeah, namaskar.
Namaskar. So there is a experience of completeness in this moment, and at the same time, a strong restlessness that arises, which is so intense that it keeps pulling me out of there.
Very good. Good. Very good that you asked this. Not good because I'm not saying good because you have some restlessness. What I'm saying is it's good that you asked. And it's good that you are honest and you're looking at it right now. So let's talk about it. Take few breaths, exhale with me, few exhalations, okay? Breathe out. With each breathing out, you are going deeper into this self, into this space. Breathe in and then now again breathe out. Every time you exhale, you are going deeper in yourself, in this space, in beingness. You are going deeper in the beingness. Again, exhale. You have left all your efforts, all your intentions, everything. Again, breathe out, exhale. And one more time, breathe out. Now tell me, are you feeling that restless now, less now?
Not as much as I was before. Now I see that restlessness is associated with external sounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's this intense pull out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel more relaxed. I feel more deeper into that space, and at least the restlessness in the body that was there
Yeah.
is no longer present.
Okay, good. Take a couple of more deep breaths, which is the deep exhale. So breathe in, but now exhale. Every time you exhale, you are leaving everything completely open, completely weightless, like the cotton flower, simply going into abyss. Float with every breath. Do you feel any insecurity when you are floating in this?
There is a rising of almost like an irritation and anger for perceptions. And there's a deep desire to go deeper and not have to.
Yeah. So this rising of anger for perceptions is a ploy. Leave it. It's your mind trying to hold on to your old experiences. It's not something that is going to support you. It's just there to entangle you. It's a hook that is trying to get you back to the direction of the world, appearing as if it is there to support you, but it is not. It's a ploy. It's the mind.
It is, and it's very appealing. There is there is a promise of relief in there. It's like, oh,
Yes, 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 yes.
If I attend to it, there will be much, much more relief than what it is maybe
Yes,
by not attending to it.
yes. So just float, like I said. Breathe out and leave yourself in this space. Don't worry, you will feel secure, you will feel protected. Your mind may tell you something, but don't worry, the grace, this is the work of grace. You might be feeling like jumping from a cliff, but there is something that is holding you and making you float in this space of Chaitanya.
Gurudev Pranam.
Yes, Pranam.
I, when we go into this, let me formulate this a little better. So the Vimarśa aspect is gone. I don't know, is it a possibility? Oh, it's just, there is the individual. The drama is always there. It's not that the individual is not there. Mind has its moments of stillness, of chaos. Chaitanya enjoys the individual very much. The suffering also is enjoyed. The trauma of the mind is enjoyed. There is a juice in it. And then the stillness and sitting in this space here is also very much enjoyed. But the Vimarśa, the sense which was always there is not there. If I, look back and try to, there was something always here. It was like I am.
Yes, so that I am is also a lie.
But it is not there at all. However,
Yes.
the drama continues. It's not that there's like drama free, like just enjoying the bliss of Chaitanya. So, but there's no one suffering. The drama is there. The suffering is kind of more enjoyed instead of suffering. You know what I mean? It's like the stress of family life, the work, the chaos doesn't affect the real or what whoever.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but how can, like, as per what we have learned through you. Vimarśa is natural, inherent quality of Chaitanya, the Shakti aspect. But there is no that being aware of being aware.
Yeah. Very good question. First part of your statement is that there is not even I am. That's true. That's true. I and you, they are the foundation. I is the foundation of duality. Because when I say I, it means I am separating myself from you. When I say I am immediately creating a distance between you and me. And duality begins with I. We allow, because of the limitation of the language, to use the word I am many times in our meditation, or I might even say sometimes that this I amness, etc. It's okay. But right now, the pure experiencing that we are witnessing, there is not even I am here. There is no I. Now, there is Chaitanya. We call it Chaitanya because it is aware. It can be aware of any experience, like you said, rightly said. It can be aware of all the drama that unfolds, but it is not affected by the drama. It can be aware of all the memories, but it is not touched by memories. It can be aware of all the emotions, but it is not burdened by emotions. It can be aware of all the perceptions without getting loaded, heavier, or without getting polluted by those perceptions. It can be aware of all those things. What about its own Vimarsh? Here is a lesson. It does not need to put an effort for Vimarsh. Vimarsh or self-knowingness is its nature. It's by nature knows itself and has self-knowingness. These are not two. When we say self-aware awareness or knowingness that knows itself, it is not an act by that knowingness that I want to know myself. Because now you have ascended to the pramata level, the experience level of Ishvara. And there it does not say that there are two, or there are even two experiences. Because when I say Vimarśa means I want to experience myself as the world, but there is no world, there is me only. I want to experience. Shiva says, I want to experience myself as the world. All right, where is the world? From Shiva's perspective, there is no world. Oh my God, if I stay as Shiva, I cannot experience anything. Sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, thoughts, all these are like, so what? This is, there's nothing. There's nothing as sound, nothing as sight, no smell, no touch, no taste, nothing. It's just Shiva, 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 Shiva. In that place also, is it self-aware? Yes, it is. Vimarśa is also there in that Shiva state. Did you get my point? Effortless Vimarśa is still there. It doesn't need to become anything. It doesn't need to become a thought, or it doesn't need to become a sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, nothing. It still is self-aware. Did you get what I'm saying?
Yes. So the
Vimarśa is also available when Shiva is completely effortless and it is as Shiva.
yes.
Vimarśa is also there and it is effortless. It is without any need to create anything, create the world, create the sound, touch, smell, taste, or any movement. In beingness also there is Vimarśa.
Guruji, when you're talking about this, that even desire to know what you're saying also pulls out of that state.
Yeah. Because desire to know will be the last obstacle. For example, desire to swim must be dropped when you enter the water. Otherwise, it's an hindrance, no? I want to swim. When you're inside the water, you just swim. You don't have the desire to swim. If you keep on thinking, I want to swim, it doesn't work that way because you are swimming there. So the desire needs to go away. The purpose of the desire that I want to know myself is to bring you, or I want to swim, is to bring you to the beach. You remove all your burden. And then you jump into the water. That was the purpose of the desire. Once you are inside the water, that desire also need to go. And if you are already swimming, that desire will anyway drop. If you can see that desire, it means you are not swimming. You kind of stop in between and you are not enjoying the swim.
Yes, because the mind or the intellect is trying to analyze it.
Exactly. Yeah. So when the intellect tries to analyze Chaitanya, it will always fail. It will terribly fail. It will never happen in any future. It has never happened in past.
What arises is love. It's like this sweet
Yeah,
love
you can call it, some people will call it love,
or joy.
some people will call it bliss, joy. Some people will call it restfulness. Some people will call it satisfaction, contentment. I call it freedom. Like I said in the beginning, for me, these are synonyms.
Guruji, it's a very natural state of awareness. How do I know it's not my mind projecting it?
Your mind is incapable of projecting it. It is beyond the reach of your mind. It's very easy to know. It's very easy to know. Why I'm laughing is because something came to my mind. Hmm.
You welcome the play when the mind might be there, but you welcome it.
Yeah, so the mind, for mind, the experience is not comprehensible. For the mind, the experience of Chaitanya cannot be comprehended. And something that it cannot even comprehend, the mind cannot even create it. Mind can only create something which it can comprehend. For example, you saw a beautiful garden, all right? A beautiful Japanese garden with all the design is beautiful, everything is geometrically perfect, and everything, the right flower at the right place, and this royal Japanese garden, years of hard work. Okay, you go there, you see this, completely absorb it, close your eyes, the mind will create this garden for you. The mind is capable of doing that. It will create the same garden. Right? But the mind cannot create the same experience of Chaitanya. You can try this when you are maybe tomorrow morning or maybe day after tomorrow when you are going to work, or when you are with your family, or you are having some sort of argument with someone. Then close your eyes and ask your mind to create the garden of Chaitanya, and you would know how successful the mind will be.
And
So,
Guruji, that is where I recognize my hook is because there is the mind, the mental insistence to understand it.
yeah.
And since the comprehension of that space is not there, there is the fear of letting go, which doesn't allow the full diving in from the cliff.
Yeah. Yeah. So But in our experience today, we did dive in, isn't it?
Yes.
And we are still in it, isn't it?
Yes.
Like even in this moment when you are talking to me, we are still in it. We are still staying as beingness. And let's say if the mind is doing some circus behind it, it's like doing some show, throwing things around just to take you back, your attention, mind wants your attention. It's a habit. The mind is created by you only. Mind is not the other entity. It is your habit only. So it is doing all the drama, like, juggling multiple stuff, throwing thoughts at you, experiences at you, etc. It's doing all of that. So you take a deep breath and it's okay. I see you. Okay, fine. Shankar Shiva Shiva Shankar Shankar Shiva Shiva Shankar भोलेनाथ शंकर शंकर शिव शिव शंकर Shankar Shiva Shiva Shankar. Anyone else has any question? Yeah, that's it for tonight. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Chaitanya Namah.